Hi, my name is Davide Sonten. I'm a sound engineer and a producer, and today we're going to talk about a new release from Acustica Audio, Silver. Acustica Audio finally makes its entrance in the market of convolution reverb, but convolution reverb thought in a completely different way. After his experience with the release of Sienna, a plugin that sampled the sound of monitors and room acoustic to facilitate mixing over headphones, applies the same technology to create this new amazing plugin called Silver. But now, I'm curious as well, let's hear how it sounds. And here we go, and this is Silver. So, let's have a look to the interface. So on the top we have a list of spaces, so club, domestic, music, opera, theater, post, public spaces, religious, studio recording, and on our right we have all the presets, all large chamber, large hall, room, small chamber, etc. Here, more down, we have an EQ that, for what I understood from the manual, EQ the source getting into the reverb. So we have an high pass filter, low frequency, mid frequency, high frequency, and a low pass filter. Meanwhile, here, immediately next to the EQ, we have two control called perfection. So it's a perfection for the early reflection and for the late reflection. What it does practically improve the quality of the sound of the early reflection and of the late reflection. Immediately under, we can control with the early level the gain of the early reflection, and with the depth we can improve the quality of as well, not so much the quality but the three-dimensionality of the early reflection. In the middle, we have direct level and output level. In this case, if it depends if we use the plugin as an insert, so we need to use the direct level as well, or if you use it as a send, usually we remove directly the direct level. And on the right, we have the control over the late reflections. So with the late level, so we control the gain of the late reflection. With the time control, we control the timing of the late reflection. And this is there are all the control that we have in the simpler interface of Silver. But if we click on Guru, here we go. So we get a lot of more controls, and this is what makes the difference between Silver's convolution reverbs from its competitors. So what is gonna add Guru? Practically, so on the late reflection, on the early reflection, so we have a pre-delay control, and on the late reflection is gonna add instead a pre-delay as well for the late reflection, things that usually we don't find in convolution reverb. So usually we have this control over the early reflection but not the late reflection. So practically it gives a full control on the sound of our reverb. It's gonna add an input trim and as well a width to extend the width of the reverb. Immediately under we have as well a pan 3D and a normal pan. So the normal pan, left, right of the reverb, if you want to put all the reverb on the left, on the right, things that usually we play with guitars. So we tend to put the guitar maybe on the right and his reverb on the left, or vice versa. But we have another pan that I'm reading directly from the manual to not say something that is not true. So the pan 3D practically is a gain of the crossfeed part of the late reflection. So the crossfeed between left and right of the late reflection to give even more reality to the reverb. And this is Silver in his full interface. But now let's hear it, how it sounds. Okay, let's see Silver in action. So let's start with the drums. This is a Jets Quarter that I recorded some times ago, and is the cover of a old song from Stevie Wonder, Visions. So let's hear the drums without the reverb. And now with. Let's adjust the depth. Pre-delay of the early reflections. And pre-delay of the late reflections. Very interesting, the fact the width, the pan 3D, nice. Let's try a different ambience. Let's see how it sounds in an opera theater. Actually, a religious place. Let's choose Chiesa Santa Maria del Lago, far. Okay, let's see how it sounds here. Not bad at all. Depth of the early reflection. It's interesting to have control over the late reflection levels, things that usually is difficult to find in a reverb. Okay, I like this one. Now let's hear it how it sounds on the guitar. So let's keep at the beginning the same club that I used at the beginning with the drums. Let's hear first the guitars without the reverb. So let's keep it focused. Where are my drums? Sorry, my guitars. Okay, so the guitar without reverb. And with the reverb. Nice. Let's give it a little bit of pre-delay on the early reflection. A little bit of depth. The width. It sounds really, really natural. Let's try to play a little bit with the pre-delay of the late reflections. Nice. Let's try to put it like in the same ambience that I put the drums. So let's go to religious places, and we used no public, sorry, religious. Chiesa del Lago. Yeah, far. So let's see how it sounds here, the guitar as well. Very nice. Sometimes you can determine the accuracy of of a reverb plugin, when you stop the plugin and you hear practically the final part, the cue of the reverb. Okay, so yeah, let's keep it here. Let's go now to the vocals. And here are our vocals without the reverb.
People hand in hand, have I lived to see the milk and honey land?
And with the reverb.
Where hate's a dream and love forever stands. Or is this a vision in my mind? The law was never passed, but somehow all men feel they're truly free at last.
Nice.
Have we really gone this far through space and time? Or is this a vision in my mind?
Okay, let's see how it will sound again in the same places where I put the drums and the guitars. Here we go. Let's hear it again without reverb.
People hand in hand, have I lived to see the milk and honey land? Where hate's a dream and love forever stands. Or is this a vision in my mind?
Really nice, natural.
The law was never passed, but somehow all men feel they're truly free at last. Have we really gone this far through space and time? Or is this a vision in my mind?
Cool, very nice, the sound is really natural. Okay, now that we got all three instruments, so we get our drums, the guitars and the vocals in the same space, let's hear it in the contest, all three together, how it sounds.
People hand in hand, have I lived to see the milk and honey land? Where hate's a dream and love forever stands. Or is this a vision in my mind? The law was never passed, but somehow all men feel they're truly free at last. Have we really gone this far through space and time? Or is this a vision in my mind?
Well, I have to say congratulations to Acustica Audio. This is a really great plugins. Thanks for watching and see you the next time.